Hello boys and girls, hello YouTube, I'm Morphin and you're watching my first ever Paradox Interactive Let's Play playing Hearts of Iron 3 with one of my favorite nations, Germany. Germany is a nation that I would recommend for every player that learned some basics and wanna try a real Let's Play first serious tryout, because Germany is a powerful nation and one of the major powers at that time. So you can do whatever you want without of the fear that even small mistakes will ruin your game. So you can pull out the victory even when doing a mistakes, because Germany have a lot of industrial capacity, a lot of manpower, a lot of resources and a lot of leadership. So you can really do whatever you want. In a Total War games you could win a game with even small nations, small faction, but in Hearts of Iron 3 is hardly possible to win a game as Latvia, for example, or maybe Greece, probably, but it all depends about your goals. I mean, what means to win the game. This is a sandbox game, so there are no clear objectives. You win the game after you win the objective that you set for yourself. For example, we have some victory conditions over here, and you can see that allies, Axis or Comintern are controlling one part out of the 15 objectives. I must say that you can set up the victory conditions before you start the game if you want to customize it, but you can also play a default victory conditions. If you play one of the minor nations and decide not to join a faction, then you set your own goals and your own objective. For example, in one of my Yugoslavian games I was joining the Axis, but I had a small goals. I wanted to control the Balkans, maybe take over the Greece or Turkey, or small objectives. While on the other side, if you play one of the major powers, you definitely want to rule the world and you want your faction to be on the top of the others. I have already deployed my troops, selected my starting technology, since this is a custom start and you can customize it since the release of their finest hour. So I took most of the technologies that I need: infantry, armor. The only technology that I researched ahead of the time is a light tank, because it enables me to build a self-propelled artillery, which is important if you don't want to slow down your mechanized, motorized and armored divisions, which are quite important for breakthrough missions or flanking maneuvers. Self-propelled artillery will not slow down your fast mobile unit, because maximum speed of one division depends on a slowest brigade inside of it. I'm not sure how well do you know and understand the basic game concepts, but I was trying to record some kind of a tutorial, but I realized it's a quite complex game and it's even hard to record a tutorial, and for that I would need some kind of script that I would read through and go through every single concept of the game, from the basics to more complex stuff. But since I don't have a time for writing down the script, I will just record a let's play and show you one of my strategies and try to make this a fun and enjoyable experience, prepare ourselves for upcoming Hearts of Iron 4. Before I unpause the game, you will see how I set up my order of battle, how I organized my divisions. But before I start, let's go through those basic tabs. Diplomacy, I'm trying to influence the USA, so that way I will try to slow down their drift toward the Allies. It's quite hard to keep the USA out from joining the Allies, but you can at least slow it down, and by influencing them you will definitely slow down that progress. I have also sent my spies to the USA and will support my party that way. In 1940, when USA have an elections, there is a big chance that fascist party will win those elections, and our ideological similarity will be closer, so that way they will drift even more toward my faction, toward the Axis. Diplomacy, I will automate the trade. We'll try to influence some other factions later when I get enough spies. I could lower down the leadership distribution for espionage and put that number into diplomacy so I could influence more nations, but for few months let's keep it at espionage and influence only the USA. My production screen, I am building a starting set of destroyers, one battleship and another set of 4 destroyers. Battleship and destroyers are actually quite good combination because they share same naval doctrines, while on the other side surface ships like cruisers, light cruisers, heavy cruisers and carriers share also same doctrines, and it is good to combine them together. Carriers are long-range ships, so it is good to play with them if you are playing as a Japan or a USA or Australia or a nation that needs that large distance covered by a navy. But as Germany, navy isn't so important, and I could even ignore the naval part and not build any single ship, and I could still win the game only by my land units and my air vehicles, air fleet I would say. But just for the sake of the fun let's play, I will try to cover all 3 different types of military units: land units, air wings and my fleet. Try to achieve a huge military dominance. Building 3 sets with 5 serials productions of infantry brigades. Each have 3 infantry divisions, each have 3 brigades of infantry and 1 brigade of artillery. Why am I doing 3 parallel and 5 serial buildings? Because those 5 will be my 1 corps, so this will actually be 3 corps. Each corps can have 5 divisions, and here I am building 5, 5, 5, so 3 corps. I also have set up 3 panzer divisions, 3 panzer corps actually, so 5, 5, 5. By the way, I must say that I'm recording in a full HD resolution 1080p, so maybe it would be a good choice for you to view this recording at a full screen. That way it would be much easier for you to see those menus and icons and all these sliders, numbers and everything. But yeah, I would definitely need some interceptors. Let's build 3 interceptors and some strategic bombers. I like to have 3 air wings in a unit. So currently I have 2 units of interceptors and 1 unit of tactical bombers, each of them containing 3 wings. That's because of the stacking penalty, and I think that 3 air wings are most efficient. I could even put 4 into bombers, but stacking penalties are a little bit higher then. So I think that most efficient way, especially for fighters and interceptors, is to have 3 wings in a unit. For bombers, feel free to go with the 4 air wings, but somehow the most efficient way for me is 3 wings per air unit. Technology, as I said, I researched everything I needed because this is a custom start. So all these technologies is actually just to put some leadership points into technology. Politics, I think that I didn't change my ministers. Yes, I did. So armament minister, I see plus 10%, leadership plus 5%, espionage bonus plus 5%, combat movement speed plus 10%, supply consumption minus 10%, capital ship practical minus 25%, and medium bomber practical minus 25%. I can enact more efficient laws, conscription laws, 3-year draft, but I don't have enough cash. I have just started the game, but I see that I have available decision. It is a reoccupation of the Rhineland. So let's do it. I will get 500 money, 250 manpower, gain 2 unity, lose 2 in descent, and my relations with France, United Kingdom, Belgium and Netherlands will suffer a small penalty. Let's take that decision. I now have enough cash for changing my conscription laws. It's very important because of the officer recruitment, and reserves penalty impact is much less. You also get more manpower. I can enact mixed industry policy, but I wouldn't go with that because then my need for consumer goods will rise up. You can take it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe in a wartime, but not now. Civil economy is for me a better choice. And I think that's it. Yeah, intelligence. So all major factions from the Allies, France, United Kingdom, and even Iraq. That's because they are somewhat large country, very close to this Middle East and quite close to Balkans, I would say. I want to raise the threat of those nations, so other nations that are still neutral and not drifting toward anyone will see them as bad guys. So I want to prevent neutral nations drifting toward allies and make them drift toward me, or just slow down their progress in joining the allies. I did the same thing for the Soviet Union. I will put only 1 point in a counter-espionage. That will kill their local spies and will make job easier for my spies. Austria, I'm supporting my party. You have a decision, Anschluss of Austria, where it says NSDAP has organization of at least 40 or popularity above 40. That is my political party in Austria, and when it reaches 40 popularity or no 40 organization or popularity above 40, then I will be able to annex Austria. So I wanna strengthen my political party over there and annex Austria as soon as I can. Finland will support my party. That way their ideological similarity will be closer to me, and they will probably drift toward Axis. Hungary will join Axis in most of the cases, but I will support my party also. Romania also support my party, and Yugoslavia supports my party. Is that all? Yeah, that's all. Later, when I start war with France, there is also a good options for disrupt national unity, because starting national unity of France is really low, and if their national unity goes really low, then they can surrender before you expect. But it's not needed actually. All you have to do is take control of Paris and some other major towns and they will surrender, but I will talk about it later. I think that's everything I had to say, and I can unpause the game. If there is anything you are interested in considering the Hearts of Iron 3, feel free to tell me. I will respond to every single comment. You can post your comments down below in the YouTube section or on my Facebook page, found the link in the description. Go over there and I will respond to every single comment that you post. I have already assigned my generals to the HQs. I must say that army group generals are most important, because skill of the general that leads the army group will reduce the supply consumption by 5% per level. So Guderian, as a leader of first army group, will lower the supply consumptions of all subordinate units by 25%. So all those units that are subordinates of this army group will use 25% less supplies. First army assigned directly to the army group. First army have a general with a skill of 4, and army generals will increase organization by 1% per level. So this general will increase the organization of all those corpses: 2nd Corps, 3rd Corps, 4th Corps and 7th Corps will have 4% higher organization. My corps generals, I do not consider them so important, because each skill of the corps general improve the chances of a reserve divisions entering the combat by 1%, or I'm really not sure for how much, but nothing important. So when I'm setting up my generals, I like to sort them by skill. So when selecting corps generals, I like to take those low skill generals, and then for my army and army group generals, take highly skilled generals. Theater generals or leaders are not important. Sometimes when you are playing a nation that don't have such a huge number of good quality generals, you can even have no leader at all at that position, because each skill point for a leader of the theater reduces the stacking penalty by 1%. And stacking penalty isn't something so important, I would say. It is, but it's nothing you should worry about if you play the game correctly. Let's assign a general leader with offensive doctrine. For example, you can see that offensive doctrine gives offense bonus of plus 10%, and it is going double less for each I don't know how to explain you that in English. So if I have units, if I assign this general to a division, then this division will have full bonus of 10% offense. But as you go higher, you get double less of that bonus. So on a theater HQ is a 10%, on army HQ is a 5%, army group is a 5%, army HQ is a 2.5%, and corps HQ gets 1.25%. So when that reaches a single division, it's nothing. So maybe it's good to have a logistic wizard. Yeah, let's take a logistic wizard. Logistic wizard reduces the supply consumption by 25%. So no matter how small the reducement is at a division level, when you add all those divisions and those small bonuses, 1.25%, 1.25%, 1.25%, there is a lot of those divisions under the theater HQ, so supply consumption can really go down. And if you have a highly skilled army group leader as a Guderian, as I said, each skill level will reduce the supply consumption by 5%. So 25% less supplies only by level 5 skill general. And if you put a logistic wizard at army HQ level, you can imagine how low supplies you would need to maintain your units. So let's take a logistic wizard for this army, and Hauser is actually quite good leader. Logistic wizard, offensive doctrine, and the battle master. Battle master gives combined arms bonus plus 10%. But I will use that general in a more advanced army when I will be preparing my attack on a Soviet Union. Let's check out the situation over here. Yeah, I have assigned this corps directly to the army group. So I bypassed the army HQ and assigned this corps directly to army group, because I think that army HQ doesn't have enough range to reach this corps. Maybe it is, but later when the fight starts, I think that it will be out of the range. Let's see, the theater HQ can help attach units within 2000 kilometers. Army group HQ can help the units 600 kilometers, army HQ 400 kilometers, and corps HQ only 200. My free spies are rising. I will wait a little bit more to get more free spies, around 20 or 30, so I can lower down the espionage leadership distribution. I can declare war on Poland now actually, and I could easily destroy them, but then my threat would also go up, and most of the nations will be in a fear and they will drift away from me. I don't want that to happen. So I will wait, and I will try to keep peaceful state for as long as I can. Let's speed things up. I'm not sure for how long I'm recording, but I think I could I have explained the basic concepts of what I'm trying to achieve and showed you my starting setup. We have a national decision available, Spanish Civil War, and if I decide to intervene, then nationalist Spain, I will get a bonus in the relations with the nationalist Spain and get a penalty with Republican Spain. Nationalist Spain is a fascist, and they will probably join my faction if they win the war, while on the other side Republican Spain are usually trying to align towards the Allies. So I will intervene in this civil war and try to help nationalists. They will probably win, because in most of the cases when I was playing Germany or Italy and was intervening in that civil war, then nationalists usually won. So that would be it for now, guys. I hope you like what you saw, and I hope that we will all have some fun together. I will try to think through how I want to play this game, how I want to present the game to you. Do I want to go and explain things really deep into the detail, because then I would really have to write down the script, or this will be just a casual let's play. I really don't know. You can help me decide. Post your opinions on my Facebook page or in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, guys. Until the next time, I wish you all the best, and bye bye.